In today's video, I want to talk about something really serious that I've been seeing all around the internet, and is immigrants forgetting that they are immigrants, and it's immigrants forgetting the reason why they migrated in the first place. Let's start with this.
I'm going to attribute this to slavery. And
for context, this lady right here is talking about how she has lost 20 years of her life to the UK, chasing passports and ILR. And she's comparing the things that she's done in the UK to slavery. This is an insult to our ancestors, to people that actually went through slavery. Because if you know what slavery is this video right here.
Bro, why so heavy? Look at my hand. Trying to hold this up, bro. Oh my God, that's so heavy.
So it's going to be 18 hours every day by day. A slave market here in Badagry that was established in 1502 called Blekete slave market. At the market, that's where you're going to make the exchange, given the human being to the white people, and the white people will give you European products in the exchange of the slaves.
So, before I start, slavery, you can't compare slavery to migrating. You can't compare slavery to paying thousands, millions of naira to migrate. Because in slavery, you are sold, you are bought, you do not consent to it. But in this case, you pack your load, you paid, and you move to another country for a greener pasture. As a slave, you don't have a choice. As a migrant, you have a choice. So, comparing your migration journey or your migration ordeal to slavery is an insult and should have never been said. And this brings me back to what I was trying to say, because somebody like this cannot pack up a load, leave the country where she was in, to go and chase or to look for a better life, and later, 20 years later, coming to complain and compare it to slavery, because nobody forced you. And I'm still coming. There's so much that I want us to get into in this video, just so that people like this can remember the reason why they left the country in the first place. This then brings me to the people that Japa, not because they have anything to offer for real, they Japa without any solid ground. If you Japa, you're not going to school, you're not going to chase a career, you're going to be stuck with a 9-to-5 job. There is no escaping it. Or is somebody going to give you their company to run? And a 9-to-5 job is not going to make you rich. After comparing moving abroad at your own will, spending money, buying plane tickets, and living in the country for more than a decade, for 20 years, which nobody forced you, to slavery, where you are bought, sold, made to work, do things you don't want to do, which by the way is an abomination to make that comparison. She goes ahead to say people chase passports and they chase permanent residence. Of course, when you move to a country, you want to be stable. The passport gives you stability. Permanent residence gives you stability. The only people that will chase passports or permanent residence to show off are people that think that something is loose in their head. Because then when I see people get this passport thing and then they're publishing it on their social media and they're celebrating it, taking pictures, doing a whole photo shoot on it, I'm like, what? Like, seriously? Those are the people that you should be talking to. The only reason people celebrate is, I've gotten my passport, I'm stable now. And she complains about how it takes so long for you to get passport, so long for you to do this. These people work on their country. They build their country. You're not just going to come there and sit down and enjoy all the benefits. It's not going to work like that. And then it brings me to the people that say that they are trapped, and they are trapped in the matrix. The UK has drained the life out of me. Abroad has drained the life out of me. If you are doing a 9-to-5 job, do you think you are going to be rich from that? Do you think you're going to be able to afford the kind of life you want to live? You can't. Even here in Nigeria, you can't. A 9-to-5 here will not even feed you, depending on what you're doing. It will not even pay your rent in a month. The other painful thing is that these people, most of the things they complain about are just things that make a society function. And then they compare themselves to their colleague that live in Nigeria, that they don't know what they are doing, they don't know how they made it. You want to go and study abroad, right? Pay thousands of pounds, thousands of dollars, thousands of euros, and then move back to Nigeria without connection. You go, oh, you go suffer. There are millions of people that graduate from Nigeria every year. The jobs are already taken by the people that have connection. And then the remaining job is taken by the people that have connection to the people that have connection. And then the remaining is also taken, by the time all that is done, The only 1% that is left is not given to those people that actually know what they are doing. Exceptional. So you tell me why you guys spend thousands of pounds to come and be jobless in Nigeria? That even you that are sitting down there talking right now, you might have not been able to attain the height you are right now. Maybe if you have moved to Nigeria after studying. Let's listen to another insubordinate and childish aspect she complained about. I've done a lot of complaint videos. This is not one of those, but I'm just shooting video now and the light just went off. This is the Nigeria that they all want. But let me go back to the video. I'm going to continue shooting the video anyway, so let's continue. She goes ahead to say that the system is stringing her along, and the system is trapping her. Before she can get the document, she gets it. Before she can get that she wants to go back, which is stopping her. Nobody stopped her from going back. She made the decision to chase this document. She made the decision to live there for 20 years, like 20 good years. And then when they are getting old, when they figure that, oh, it's not going to work, that life I'm looking for, I'm not going to make it doing 9 to 5. They start complaining. They start talking about how they should have moved back to Nigeria. Like, what do you think is waiting for you in Nigeria? I've interviewed someone that studied in Canada and moved back on this channel. You can go and check it out and decide for yourself.
You do anything possible to make sure that you're settled. And that's where we did not know that was the first trap to get you to stay here. It's not a bad thing at all. Don't get me wrong, the UK has been beautiful for me. I have built a family. I have a family of 6 now with 4 beautiful kids. But what has it done to me, and how has it killed my ambition and made me feel like I'm a loser? It's trapped me in a way that I cannot even tell you. I did not only get my master's, I got my first job, and I worked in telecoms.
You heard this from the horse's mouth. The UK has been beautiful for her. She's had 6 kids. She's had mortgage. She has a house and everything. And according to her, here are the things she has to complain about that makes her feel it's a trap, and that led to the statement she made earlier of comparing an immigrant life to slavery.
But at the moment, I feel like, where do I go from here? It's freezing outside. It's the winter. It's snowed. And I'm just asking myself, is this the life I want to live for the next 25 years, working every day to pay off my bills? The bills just come and they go. The weather is horrible. I have no lease of life. I feel like I'm trapped in a country where I don't belong.
This woman, after spending more than 2 decades in the UK, built a life. Now she's having a rethink of her life. She's having a rethink of the decisions that she made that led her to where she is right now. And who is she going to blame for whatever thing that she thinks that she did not achieve? She'll blame the country that gave her all that achievement. Yes, there is this thing about abroad being rosy and all of that. But when you go there, 5 years, 10 years, and it's not rosy, and you're still there, give birth to 6 children, bought a house, and yet you never left. 20 years after, you just woke up and realized that, oh, it's a trap. I could have gone back to my country where the struggles are times 20. And maybe, just maybe, I could have done better. Just maybe, I could have done the same 9 to 5 that I did for 20 years. And I could have been a millionaire. Yeah, maybe in Naira, but definitely not in pounds. So, who is to blame? The country that gave you a system. You compare it. Having 6 children to slavery. Buying a house to slavery. And the painful part of all of this is that these people right here, they think that if they had gone to school abroad and come back to Nigeria, that the life could have been more rosy. I don't know, but that is the vibe I'm getting from watching that video. Because I don't know what she means by she lost 20 years or she feels trapped. Because she come back to a country that has no system that will fix everything. That is not all. I have another person that's got a great job, has only lived in the UK for about 2 years.
My name is Yemi Oladapo, and I worry. I moved to the UK from Nigeria to start a new life. I'd just been hired by a very prestigious company in the industry that I work. And so this job, it required me to relocate to London.
And do you know the one thing that he complained about that actually pisses me off?
UK was tough, very, very tough. I had never experienced anything that difficult in my life. And this is coming from someone who had lived in Nigeria for the most part of my life. See, I never realized how important it is to have constant sun. Then there was the loneliness.
And the fact that, oh, I'm lonely. The weather, it's not hot. It's too cold. Deal with it. Yemi Oladapo is an average citizen of Nigeria that got an opportunity to migrate to the UK. And these are the things that he has to complain about that make him regret deeply leaving Nigeria. My brother, you lie, because you can't tell me that you grew up in Nigeria, you moved to the UK, and you've not experienced anything difficult than living in the UK. What was that thing? What was that thing? No, seriously. Yeah. But what is that thing? You guys, list it for me if you know. List it for me. He complained about the weather. And he says he went through things that he can't even explain. He doesn't know what it is. And then he decided he's going to move back to Nigeria. And before that, he decided to go to Afro Nation to chill out, to party, and then he went to Barcelona. That was where everything changed for him. That was where he got the inspiration from other people, other young people that were around there to keep going. So he went back to the UK and continued his life as usual. I just want to say one thing to this brother. You are a liar. No, seriously. Bro, we know you want to make a video. You want to make clickbait. You've seen people do this type of videos and it has made views. So now you've decided to do the same thing. Because we all know you were never going anywhere. You've worked, you've gathered your holiday, you've gone to do your holiday, and then now you are back. But you have to tell us a story. You couldn't even tell us the reason why, or the main reason why you felt you were uncomfortable in the UK. The only thing you mentioned was that you were lonely and that the weather. Just clickbait. I watched that video and there was nothing. There was nothing there. The only thing there was just clickbait. Because if you got a good job in the UK and you're going to leave it to move back to Nigeria, I don't know what you're doing, I don't know what you're doing, but that is up to you. But don't lie to people, don't deceive people. You didn't tell us anything you regret in that video. The only thing is that you went on holiday, you put up a whole story about moving back to Nigeria, which you all know you were never going to do. And now, this brings me to the very point of this video, is that people that migrate abroad that expect to be millionaires from doing a 9-to-5 job, they're the real delulu. They're the real delusional people, because it's not going to happen. And all those people that make video about living in the UK for years on end and then saying they could have done better in Nigeria, they are also crazy. Like, I don't know, like I'm that really crazy, because I don't know how you would think that. Because you totally forget where you're coming from. That's the problem. You've spent so much, you've received code in your brain, you've had organization, you've lived life according to scripts nicely written for you, and you feel like you want to come back, you could have done better inside chaos with a 9-to-5. You want to come and do 9-to-5 in Nigeria and have a life. Your kids are going to school, not some random, not some school where they like Badanochi, what the name, Kemi says, a real school, and you have the guts to say what not, that you are trapped there, living like a slave. It's slavery. You forget. You need a reminder. That is what you need. So visit Nigeria for a bit. Remind yourself why you left in the first place. Okay? Because it's nonsense to think that you could have done better doing that 9-to-5 you were doing in the UK in Nigeria. What's making you depressed is not the weather. It's what you're going through, which is deeper than the weather outside. I don't know. This video is after my ordinary videos. Usually I'm like, the videos were organized. No, it's not. This time around, I just wanted to talk. I don't want to speak. But that is what it is. Those people. Look, if you want to travel. Have your plan. Do what you want to do. If you want to sell your land, if you want to sell your house or anything, just make sure that when you are going, you're not going to do a 9-to-5. Because if you're doing a 9-to-5, it's not going to change. You're going to be stuck in the system. So if you have a business here and you're doing it fine, I would say stick to it. Or if you have a company you're running. But if you don't have any of that, if whatever you're doing is going to run out and you have the money, you want to go and explore, you want to go and do better, why would you not do it? So listen to some people that have lived their life doing 9 to 5 and then they're just out here to out their frustration, thinking that they could have done something great by doing 9 to 5. It's not going to happen. You guys, I'm sweating so much. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, I couldn't on the fan because, yeah, it's going to make a lot of noise, but it's hot. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. You have to stop blaming the country that you begged to get their visa, you paid for your misfortune. Because I don't think they're responsible. I don't think so. Because if it was that bad, you wouldn't spend 20 years before you start complaining. Because I'm sure you can afford plane ticket back to Nigeria. Put it at the back of your mind, a 9 to 5 is not going to take you out of the system, no matter the country. And Nigeria is worse. I moved back to Nigeria after 15 years in Europe. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys things I wish I knew before packing up my loads and moving back to Nigeria. Hey guys, what is up? My name is AY. If this is the first time here, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, it's awesome to have you back.